boy Cali, blue belt MMA fighter, about to fuck everybody up. He got, when's your title fight?
March 25th.
March 25th.
For Parabellum Promotions.
You already know. Alright, so when it comes to, we'll talk about defense first. When it comes to leg locks in general, defense, when it comes to heel hooks, we'll talk about heel hooks in particular. So with heel hooks, the most important thing is making sure that you can always clear your knee line, right? So, but we'll go more in detail with that. So let's say we're in a, like, put me in any heel hook position. I'll actually use heel hook. Okay, so he's here. He's got the saddle, right? So from this position, it's all dependent on his legs, right? So just like chess, if you can attack him, while you're escaping, that's always better, right? So if he's leaving his foot out here and I can pummel my leg in and get in and then start attacking, that's always good, right? But let's say he's foot to foot and his knees are real open, right? Which is what a lot of high level guys will do, is they'll keep their knees open so they can add more hip pressure, right? If his knees are open, he can add a lot more hip pressure, but since his knees are open, it gives me a window to post this leg on his inner thigh, right? So I'm gonna post his leg on his inner thigh and then extend his leg out here, boom. So now his hip, the pressure that he can give me with his legs is not as significant. So now from here, I can pull my knee out this way, right? So if we do it on this side, so come to this side, right? And if you're real advanced and you like to take the back, it's a nice back take from you as well. So what I'm gonna do is open his knees up a little more, pummel my free leg in, and then get my knee out. And what I'm gonna do for this, get my knee out, you can hook his hip with your toes, and then start to invert here. If you like to burn a bolo, take his back, right? Yeah. So just to come back. So escaping the knee line, that's the most important, right? So we're here, escaping the knee line here, boom. And if you don't wanna attack, you can just either escape the leg or start to come up and pass, right? That's if his knees are open, but some people like to pinch their knees and or actually triangle legs. Yeah, so some people like this way, right? And again, it's all preference. The hip pressure isn't as much, but it's harder for me to pummel this leg in. But it's easier for me to spin, right? Because the hip pressure isn't as bad. So what I'm gonna do is take a thumb post. When he closes his leg together, take a thumb post, right? And I'm gonna start to spin. But here's the thing when it comes to the spinning, here's a detail that a lot of people miss. They just kind of spin down the mat, trying to avoid the heel hook, right? But don't necessarily think about spinning down the mat, because he's just gonna follow me, and eventually if he's good, he's gonna beat me, because he's gonna be able to switch to something else. So when I spin, I wanna think about dropping my hip to the floor, because that's gonna take my knee out right away. So I'm here, when I turn, I'm gonna drop my hip to the mat. The hip that's connected to the leg that he's attacking is gonna drop to the mat. When I drop it to the mat, my knee already comes out, right? And then from here, I pose, I start to attack, right? So, one more time.
That was smooth. Right? Like butter, baby.
So I'm here, a lot of people make the mistake of just spinning, right? They just start spinning and spinning, but eventually if he's good, he's gonna catch me. I gotta spin and I gotta drop my hip to the mat. That like basically just pulls my knee out for me. So I'm here, I post, spin, drop my hip to the floor. Now my leg is out, I start to attack. So if you're gonna take, the biggest tip in this video would be that, dropping your hip to the floor, right? If you can get an attack while you're escaping, good. But if you just wanna escape and you're just trying to spin, don't just spin down the mat, drop your hip to the mat. Over here, I'm gonna turn, also with the free leg, right? I can't leave my free leg here. He's gonna be able to pin it. So I've gotta pummel my leg in, spin, drop my hip. Get out, boom. Alright, and then the last tip, so we got escaping the knee line, dropping your hip to the mat when you spin, and the last, it's just grip fighting, right? People forget you have 4 limbs you can use. So we start doing this and then fighting here, but we forget, like, we have our hands. And theoretically, not everybody, some dudes are just freakishly strong, but theoretically he needs 2 hands to finish. If he has a really good grip and good hip pressure, yeah, maybe he can get me, but for the most part, always grip fight, all right? If you could get to this hand, the second hand, the grip hand, the one that he's holding the false grip with, amazing, right? But always grip fighting, I'm here. It's gonna buy you time. So if he's attacking, and I feel like I'm about to get caught, I start to grip fight, turning my knee in, boom. And then from here, you can decide if I wanna spin and attack, right? If I wanna spin and then take his back, dope. If you just wanna get out, drop your hip to the mat. There you go. So those are some tips that are gonna help you with your leg lock defense. Grip fighting escaping the knee, dropping your hip to the mat, and also think about an attack that you can do right away. All right, because it's one thing to escape, but if you don't escape an attack, he's just gonna keep attacking you, and eventually he's gonna catch you. So.
Mic drop, Lord Jordan.